Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the extra time show for Everton 4, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Everton make it 4 wins out of 4 in the Premier League, top of the league. Happy Saturday, isn't it? Again, it's becoming quite a habit, this, isn't it? Start with you, Owen. How are you feeling after that one?
No, I just said to you once, every time we win, I'm made up to do these. It's just brilliant.
Shows, yeah.
It's just brilliant talking about a win and positivity instead of Wolves last season and all them other wretched games where we were such a bind to watch. And I don't know, it feels like within the space of a few months, it's gone from agony to just pure joy following this football club and everything about it except number one, Jordan Pickford. But we'll get into the negatives at some point, I imagine. But apart from that, I think everyone has really risen to the challenge this season, and I can't say anyone has at all been bad. Even someone like Tom Davies today just gave everything. Who you think he's probably going to be out of the club this summer, maybe alone. He just fills in wherever Carlo told him to today. It was just brilliant. Delph, everyone's really rose up to buying into it. Just the demands of the group's brilliant. I think the spirit of the Blues is pretty high at the moment.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot more of those memes getting thrown about on Twitter tonight. You can guarantee that much.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt terrible saying that actually. Oh,
it's all right. You'll be hearing it loads now.
I can't wait to clip that up when this comes out and just send it to him all the time.
We'll get the negative out the way. We'll go to you for this one, Paul, because I know how much you love Jordan Pickford. He played really well today, didn't he?
It was like Fleetwood revisited. I said this to you when we did the video for after that game. I just can't shake this feeling that we're not going to achieve what we look capable of achieving whilst he's in goal, because he's just determined to throw it in the net every single game. And can you think of any teams off the top of your head that win things or finish? I'm not going to get carried away here, but can you think of any teams that finish really high up the table? And when I say really high, I mean in the top 2 or 3, or win trophies that just have garbage goalkeepers? Because I can't. Liverpool looked like they were building all this momentum, and then they had that clown in goal for them, the German lad, and he ended up costing them big time when a lot of their fans were saying on the quiet, he's the weak link in this team, he's the one who worries us. And then in the big moments, he let them down. And what happened? He was shipped out straight away and they got someone else. And look where they've gone from there. And I just feel like Everton have to do the same now. It's the last piece of the puzzle. And if we can just get a competent level goalkeeper in, then the Wales are oyster, I think.
Absolutely. I think it's imperative. I know Carlo Ancelotti came out and said that Pickford was his man and they weren't looking to bring in a player. But do you think behind the scenes they might actually be looking at the possibility of bringing in another goalkeeper?
They must be, because Carlo Ancelotti is not stupid. I mean, he says himself, doesn't he, that he believes in positive reinforcement. He's not the type of manager to just come out and tear the strip off a player, no matter.
Players under the bus, yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to rip into them publicly, no matter how bad they are or how much they let him down. It's just not his way, is it? But
by God, Jordan Pickford's let him down on a number of occasions now.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy much into what Carlo said about Pickford being his man, because he was talking up all these players the end of last season, saying he wasn't slating any of them or talking as if those players were all desperate to be replaced. And look what happened. First chance he got, he went out and bought better players for their positions, and they're not in the starting 11 anymore, are they? So I can only imagine the only reason that a goalkeeper's not come in before now is just because they haven't found the right one for the right deal. But that doesn't mean they're not looking, and hopefully they are looking harder than ever now, and they'll get one in before the window.
Yeah, that's got to be the big game now, I think, before this deadline comes along, which is obviously in a couple of days now. It's Monday, I think, when the deadline shuts. So we've definitely got to try and get one in before then. I think it's imperative, like you say, if we want to really go to the next level, we need that keeper to just make us a bit more assured at the back, I'd say.
Not throw it in the net. Yeah, that would be a start.
That'd be excellent, yeah. I mean, why the hell not? I mean, goalkeepers stopping shots. I mean, Who knew?
Goalkeepers just catching the ball would be great.
But honestly, it's like it was one thing after the other with Jordan Pickford. But on the other hand, there is a lot of progress being made, and 4 wins out of 4. Even when he is making these mistakes, so far this season it hasn't cost us a win, which is excellent, and it's a testament to how well the attacking side of things is going. And
We'll do at some point now.
Go on, sorry, Owen.
I was just saying, it will do at some point. At some point, he's going to do something, and it will cost us points because it's just so obvious. Everything he does, he really irritates me. I put on Twitter at half-time, he's the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League, and nothing he will do from now on will change my mind on that. I think he's abysmal.
Yeah, he is. He's a disgrace, and you can guarantee it'll probably cost us in that game because it's not like he's got a track record for doing that. I can't stand the man, and we just need a replacement.
I watched Joel Robles play for Betis against Getafe the other night, and he's no better either, Jesus Christ.
Let's have Joel Robles back at this stage.
Yeah.
He'd set himself up there to say he was better than Pickford, and he just couldn't. I watched that old goalkeeper at his new club, and he was shite and all.
Oh, but he was just as bad here as well. Jesus Christ, he was about 40 yards off the line for every shot.
What was the point of bringing him up if he wasn't going to be better than Pickford?
They hate most of our goalkeepers, that's why.
Fair enough.
He definitely said no to a picture with Owen, didn't he, Joel Robles? Getting the digging.
It just all the way.
So out of nowhere.
It just read and it walked and talked and just sounded just like he was going to say, I watched Robles the other night and even he's better. And he just did that swerve on us.
And he was clapping off.
and he's another idiot.
Speaking of former goalkeepers, I'll just get this in quick. Apparently Tim Howard was scathing on the NBC coverage of the game. They asked him, do you think Jordan Pickford is good enough to be the keeper for Everton, essentially? And he said, I did think that. Well done, Tim, for getting that in.
To which Tim Howard said, yeah, but he's better than that knobhead Joel Robles, isn't he?
I watched that Joel Robles for three years in training, and he was crap.
You still couldn't replace me, he was crap and all.
Oh, class. And speaking of class, the rest of the team were all right today, weren't they? They weren't crap and all, which is great. Class that. But yeah, the rest of the team weren't bad, were they today? A couple of really good performances. I mean, we'll start with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, another goal. Another goal to set himself up for England duty. Scored in every Premier League game. Is he going to do a Vardy?
He might do. I mean, he's already flying, isn't he? How many goals has he got now?
9 goals in 7 games.
Yeah, well, it's not even 7. He didn't play against Salford, did he?
It's 9 and 6.
It's 9 and 6, and every game, even today, when it wasn't one of his, he wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't, compared to some of his previous games, one of his better games. He still scores. Like, he still, that was one of his better looking goals as well, and one of his lesser games. There's a lot of other ones have been a little bit scruffy, as we've said. That one was lovely on the eye, like his goal against Tottenham on the opening day.
Proper
just a nice
centre forward header, that one.
Towering number 9 header, absolutely class. You're running out. I'm running out of good things to say about Calvert-Lewin. He's just great, isn't he? He's just transformed himself and turned himself into a lethal box striker. Outside of that 18-yard box, when we're in possession, it's not much good to you. He's not very good carrying the ball. His long-distance shooting is, not great. Off the ball, he's brilliant. Like, he'll press all day long. Like, what was it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said? He chases with paper on a windy day. But then the second he's inside that 18-yard box, he's lethal. He's picking up, like, the instincts, and he's getting a goal every time he's on the pitch at the minute. And You know, he's earned the England call up, and now that he's got it, everyone's happy for him. We can now all transition into hoping he doesn't spend a minute on the pitch for England, just as a nice training holiday, and then comes home and he hasn't got any injuries, any fatigue, any nothing. Just, yeah, it's absolutely class, isn't he?
He can play 5 minutes towards the end.
So, yeah, just get the England cap and then go on.
Yeah.
Brace yourself for the next 12 months or so of the media just starting a campaign to get him at Chelsea or Man United, because he needs to step up, and he's exactly what those big clubs need. I'm glad that Sunday supplement on Sky has been scrapped now, because that would be all they talk about on there for the next however many months.
Thing is, though, it's times have changed. Like, there are those clubs are still, bigger names like the Man Uniteds and what have you, but they can't afford it anymore. Like, the clubs will not be bullied anymore into selling players for lower prices. If you want Calvert-Lewin, which everyone, all the great unwashed England fans, they'll all be like, needs to go to this club that they live 100 miles away from. That won't happen unless you spend 100 million plus on players now, because you can't, look at Watford with Sarr. He's massive to them, so they're like, yeah, you can have him, but you're going to pay loads for him, or you're not getting him. And they've gone down.
Zaha's the big one, I think, because everyone, Arsenal in particular, knows when they go in for these players and they get rejected for players from the likes of Crystal Palace, and they're like, why have they got the brass neck to reject an offer from Arsenal? And come on, he's worth that to these clubs. You've got to pay going rates, but whatever they want, that's the transfer market.
And I'm not worried at all about losing players now. You can only lose players now if you're a good football club on your terms, and then you can replace them by reinvesting the money. So if the press are linking our players away, which they were, as Paul said, probably will do more and more now as we perform better and better. Just it's part of football. The worry is when they're not, because if you're shite, they don't link your players away from you. If you're good, they do. Simple as that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, couldn't get any more accurate than that. Speaking of accuracy, that James Rodriguez barely misplaces a pass, does he?
No, let's get on to the Colombians.
Yeah, the first ever goal in Premier League history to be assisted and scored by a Colombian. James Rodriguez whips in a peach of a free kick, and Yerry Mina nods it into the bottom corner. What an important goal as well that was, wasn't it? We'd just been pegged back to 1-1, going right on the stroke of half time, I think it was, wasn't it? And we go into the break with a lead again.
Yeah, massive
goal. Crucial.
Yeah, huge. I remember I was absolutely livid when we conceded the goals. Cole and John picked for all kinds, and then between James and Yerry, they got us out of the mire there, didn't they? And then we go in 2-1, and then it put us in a lot stronger position. I thought it was a great cross. I thought Brighton's defending for that set piece, Jesus Christ, they deserve to be bloody put up on trial for that defence, and that's woeful. And then Yerry just put it in, and then up the Toffees.
Yeah, up the Toffees indeed. But on that note, obviously, James Rodriguez scored 2 in the second half, and the second one of those, I think it was the second, or was it it was the second one where Decore crossed it. We talk about bad defending. Did you see Adam Webster for that one?
Oh, they're all over the place.
He literally just needed to head it away, and James would never have had a tap in. And he just stoops and lets it drop to James with a tap in.
The 4 of us would have got 1 each against them. Jesus Christ, the amount of gaps between their back three.
But Owen, you need to remember, they play football the right way.
Yeah, the right way.
I was going to say that. I was going to say, I know he's a bad red shite knobhead, but McManaman was right on commentary. He was saying all Brighton had to do there in that game was just keep launching the ball in the box, because they were up against a dodgy goalkeeper in horrific weather. They were going to get chances if they just played long ball, but they kept getting
how many
the 18-yard box.
Short corners? What was all that about?
Just knocking it round for the sake. They were passing it back and knocking it round for the sake of knocking it round. They were not going to play through us. They're just not. They've got no. They haven't got superstar internationals in their team like we have. But as you mentioned, then they're not going to get slagged off in the media because it's Graham Potter and he's a British coach and he plays football the right way. E.g., he plays football that gets his team spanked and they're going to end up going down, most probably, or just certainly not going to get anywhere near the top half playing like that.
Well,
it annoys me that saying plays football the right way. Basically, let's teams that are better than him smack his team's ass.
Yeah, basically.
But I was just going to say,
couldn't have worded it any better than that, could you?
Very true. But another thing, they're everyone's favourite team. We've won 1-4 now, but so you can't let carry on because he's just going to join Eddie Howe right in that mud.
I'll tell you what, though.
You can't help but every show you do is reiterate that Eddie Howe is firmly in the mud.
He'll be at West Ham soon.
Well, it'll be even honestly, more if he goes there. At least he's winning games in the Championship with Bournemouth.
I don't know what part of...
Not at Bournemouth no more, Eddie.
Is he?
Oh, Jason Tidwell's there doing a much better job.
Oh, is he?
Sorry, go on, Terry.
I don't know what part of playing football the right way involves kicking our players, by the way. They kicked us everywhere. They've clearly gone out to kick Richarlison because every time Richarlison plays Brighton, he has their undies off them. So he took a knock early in the week, kicked his ankle, and he did, and he went off. It's like, yeah, they're not playing the right style of football then, are they? And it just wasn't picked up on, going, they seem to be fouling our players an awful lot here. And you know, if that was the other way around, if we were kicking them, it would have got picked up on loads. But because they're kicking us, it's not even talked about.
It's all right, it's a fair game. But I was just one thing that I absolutely despise that little weasel, Aaron Connolly.
Who?
The garden gnome.
Yeah, Stephen.
I like Paul's Carlo impression there. Just who?
No, I'm serious. Like you say, you hate. I genuinely, you put him in the lineup.
He's the one who.
What's he look like?
He looks like he has a really punchable face, little Irish fella. But he's the one who.
That's not narrowing it down.
Well, he's the one who threw himself under Michael Keane's foot for that VAR penalty last season.
Oh, him.
Yeah. Now you know.
I am serious when I said then, like, who is that? Like, because before they've just lost money, haven't they? I can't tell you one Brighton player now that he doesn't play there no more. I'm serious, genuinely. I'm not saying that to be a smart ass or a dig at them. They're just one of those clubs, aren't they? We just think, why are they even in this league? Do you know what I mean?
It is one of them.
They just kicked everywhere.
They are the new Stoke, but at least Stoke was like, it was half funny when they were kicking people. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just what they've always been. Brighton, who were Brighton? Do you know what I mean?
But I think it's one of them. Like the purists don't mind clubs like Stoke because they're like quite historic. But like, yeah, they like these northern clubs like Stoke and Sheffield Wednesday and that. But no one wants a Brighton in the Premier League. They're not like a historic club in any way, shape, or form. They've never really done anything.
I don't even mind them. I just think the manager's garbage.
But I didn't mind them till today when they decided to be a Halehouse team. Just start kicking out the amount of fouls on our players. Like, all right, I'm not saying I'm not being like Arsene Wenger going, don't touch us, but we'll knock you about. But come on, you know full well that they were kicking Richarlison. Every time he got it, he was fouled. And what annoys me is the commentators are always like, nothing wrong with that. It's always fine.
He goes down very easily, doesn't he? That Richarlison.
Yeah. So because Richarlison, he does overact. I'm not saying he's never egged it on, but that doesn't mean that's fine. An open season to foul him as much as you like. That's it. Now he's never. It's just it does me head in. But yeah, fuck them. We beat them. Yeah, they've played football the right way for a couple of games now and got next to nothing out of it. They had hit the woodwork 5 times against Man United and got nothing.
Oh, you can win the Woodwork Cup now.
Yeah, but anyway, we've strayed into negativity. We've get back on the Colombians.
I just want to lay into Brighton a bit because they really annoyed me today and the way they.
I don't even mind them, but the manager annoys me, so I'm joining in.
The manager annoys me. Aaron Connolly annoys me. The fact that he only takes short corners, even when Jordan Pickford's in net, annoys me. The fact he kicked Richie annoys me.
It's
the fact that the a southern club who haven't really got much pedigree in football, in the history of English football, annoys me. And then in the Premier League. Yeah.
Do you know what the really funny thing is? Do you know what the really funny thing is? And it's really funny that everyone's been lauding them for the past 4 games, but I guarantee you'd have more points on the board kicking his eyes will go under Chris Hughton than he will playing the right way.
Well, Roy Hodgson's got Crystal Palace in the top half, and they're not as fashionable as the so-called arch rivals.
No, they've got more points and they get lambasted, so not
bad. Yeah.
But anyway, back to Everton being boss. Decore was good in the middle today, wasn't he?
Oh, he was absolutely unreal. Like, everyone, well, say everyone, I think a lot of people went into this game a little bit concerned because we didn't have 2 of the 3 starting midfielders. I was like, I think we could have carried losing 1, but I was concerned going, Davies and Sigurdsson, they were awful after the lockdown, but Sigurdsson's been better in this middle 3, so I was willing, to see how Davies got on rather than just write him off before the game like a lot of people were. And we need no worries because Decore just stepped up for the 2 missing players. Like, all right, Sigurdsson and Davies did all right, but Decore was just a beast. He just does everything. Like, he's got the hand in one of the James goals, but the amount of defensive work he does as well. Like, you think a player's going to get away from
possession back so often, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's so physically like imposing and like powerful in his long legs. Just like nick the ball away, when you don't think he's got you don't think he's going to be able to. Absolutely quality, just a great player, great technical player in the middle.
Yeah, it was excellent, and it was definitely the best of the midfield. But for me, I gave my man of the match. I did the player ratings before, and I gave it to Yerry Mina because he scored in such a crucial goal, but also he made some brilliant blocks at the back.
He's seen Ben Godfrey's locker getting put in, hasn't he? he's realised best sort this out because I'm going to get dropped because he wasn't very good against
he was atrocious against West Brom. I thought,
and I'm a big fan of Mina, but I think if he hadn't played well today, I think Godfrey might have been had his eye on his spot in the team. But he was absolutely outstanding today, Mina. And I think Godfrey's going to have to wait when he signs on.
Well, possibly not though, because Godfrey could well be playing at right back if he comes in, because there's an injury to Seamus Coleman. If he might miss the next game, and obviously John Joe Kenny's ruled out for about a month, so we might be needing someone to step in at right back unless Tom Davis does it again.
I'd say that.
I'm not a fan of Davis particularly, but I wouldn't want to sling Godfrey in. If he comes in, I wouldn't want to put him in his first game against Liverpool in an unfamiliar position. I don't
Tom
really
Davis versus Sadio Mane. Friggin' hell.
Yeah, I know that sounds awful on paper, but unless Godfrey's an absolute whale beater, and he's another Nkunku, I don't like the sound of that. Just putting him in his first game against Liverpool at right back, which is not even his normal position. I think that's a bit unfair, to be honest, because if he plays in that game and let's say he gets absolutely had on toast, then fans are going to... I know we're all in a good mood at the moment, but I don't want the first impression fans get him to just be a disaster when it's not really his fault, because I can see Mane just ripping a kid like that to bits, unless he's far better than I'm led to believe he is.
Yeah.
Right back I'm talking about.
Put it this way, let's just not put Matthew Pennington in.
Oh, he's not still at the club, is he?
Unfortunately, he is.
Yeah.
How
Probably the longest
It's
probably been the longest serving player at the club other than Coleman. Now
he is. He actually is. Now Luke Garbutt's gone.
Really? I said that to take the piss. Is he genuinely?
Possibly Besic, but yeah, because it tells you about some of the crap we've got here, doesn't it?
The only player to ever get a testimonial from playing all of his time in the 23s.
God, just.
But I mean, with any luck, we won't even have to think about right back because Coleman could get back. It's 2 weeks now. He went off holding his hamstring, but there's no confirmation what it is. It might have just been a little, might have just been. I mean, how long? I don't know. How long are hamstrings usually out for? Like,
I've no idea.
Unless it's a really bad one, it's normally just a nickel, isn't it?
Yeah, longer than 2 weeks, I suppose. But let's just hope it's because Alan. Alan, we all thought groin strain's going to be out for weeks. Said he'll be back with the Liverpool game, so hopefully Coleman's back. With any luck, he won't go away with Ireland now. I know Ireland isn't very
I was going to say that.
But
Ireland will send him out if he's on crutches, won't he?
Oh God, Ireland. Ireland. Well, it'll probably get clattered by Adam Connolly in training.
Yeah. But hopefully we can put the first team out against Liverpool and give an account of ourselves, because it'd be I mean, as much as the other players have come in and up their game to keep the standards up, you'd hate to go into a derby playing so well and be missing key players, wouldn't you? Like, you want to put your first team out if you can. But there's 2 weeks. There's a whole 2 weeks between now and then. Anything could happen. You know what I mean? We could be sitting here. I mean, touch wood, and players get injured on the international duty, and you're suddenly worried about other players then. But
that lot could lose their inhalers. Hopefully.
Yeah. We could get our players on some inhalers and they sort them out.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's just one of them. Even now, we've won 7 games out of 7 in all competitions, and I still just want that derby right out of the way.
Yeah, we could go carry on with our lives after it.
That's literally it. Just get it out the way so I can enjoy my life.
That's trauma. That's done that too. Yeah, that's PTSD.
By the way,
24 years of it.
I saw Terry pick up it, but Steve McManam's commentary on that game, Christ.
Oh.
He was dying for Luca Dean to get booked.
Dying for anyone to get booked, or just Everton to not win.
He's a condescending prick. He's one of these cop-outs who, when he talks about Everton, he thinks he's an expert and he's not. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I think what annoys me about, obviously you get all of these ones like that annoy me, but I don't know what it is about him. He really annoys me. I think
condescending. That's the word. He talks like as if he wants Everton to do well deep down, but full well he doesn't. He's like Carragher. Oh, he's not too bad, him. You can tell he's a blue at heart. No, bought off. He's a condescending little idiot. But every time he played against us, he was an absolute rat.
No, but at least Carragher's got a bit of a brain on him. Like McManaman's an absolute idiot. Some of the stuff he comes out with. What was it? Ian Dark come out with Romelu Lukaku, who wore number 9 for Everton.
Yeah, he listed number 9s who played for Everton and included Lukaku. What else? What did he say? I had it on Twitter. He came up with
Rodriguez scores his first goal when he scored one. He scored one in the last league game at Goodison.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His first Goodison goal and literally the last game at Goodison before this.
Which was also on BT, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was.
Said James Rodriguez had 4.6 million Instagram followers. He's got 46. That's not a big deal, but why bring that stat up if you don't know it? If you'd just never mentioned that, no one would have said, why didn't he mention Instagram followers?
Literally, McManaman needs slapping down, doesn't he? He's proper.
That one was Ian Dark, but McManaman does need slapping down anyway.
McManaman's just up himself and he needs to, be binned off BT.
He's notorious though, isn't he? When he's watching games, he's so biased. He watches Liverpool games, for example, he'll commentate and then a Liverpool player will go down in the box going, you can't do that, Fletch. And then another player...
Fletch.
The opposite end, the similar thing will happen. He'll go, oh, that's fine, get up. And it's just basically what you want to happen is what you think the rules are. And he's not...
I think that's what irritates me about him over others is that he tries to impose his opinion on you so much. You're only the co-commentator, mate. Sit the hell down.
Just shit. He's just... I long for the day when Amazon did this for a bit, before COVID.
No commentary.
They had an option where you just had stadium effects. So you had no commentary and just the sounds of the crowd. And it was the future. It was amazing. And since we've gone behind closed doors, since we've gone behind closed doors, it is still only Amazon that offer that. But because there's no one in the grounds, they've said, right, well, that button to switch the commentary off is now switched the fake crowd noise off. So I want every channel to just press this button and you can swerve the fake crowd noise and press this other button. I just want to hear the players swearing at each other. That's all I want to hear.
I just want to hear Spirit of the Blues on a constant loop for the whole game.
I want to hear Carlos sing it after we've won a trophy. That's what he's going to do, isn't it? Might never sing it, but I'd love to hear it.
Wouldn't mind. A couple of times, to be honest, having a bit of an encore as well, why not? But anyway, we'll finish off on this one with, 12 points out of 12, top of the league. What better way to sum it up than that? It wasn't a perfect performance by any means, like you say, we've had a couple of mistakes there, but, we're getting the results. And that's all we can do. We're far from the finished article, but we're getting there by the looks of it. 4 wins out of 4, top of the table going into the international break.
I think that was my favourite performance so far, to be honest, because we're clearly stretched with injuries and players going down.
Yeah, very promising. Very promising when your second string can come in and do the job.
Yeah, and we were much better than them from minute 1 to minute 90. If he didn't throw it in the net at half time, it would have been 4 or 5-0 that, because it would have just gone away from them. And they didn't do anything. I just think we contained them really well in the second half as well. I know they scored towards the end, but it was a great goal. So really pleased with that one. I think that was my favourite one so far.
I think it's probably your favourite one as well, because they've beaten one of your less liked teams, should we say?
Oh yeah, that's always good. But I just thought the performance was very good.
I just want more teams to play the right way against us.
I want everyone to play the right way against us, because that will mean more points for us.
Absolutely. Let's keep on keeping on. So there you have it, guys. Let us know your opinions on Everton 4, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Everton also played football the right way, the winning way. Everton, 12 points out of 12, top of the table. Let's all get a drink down us. Let's enjoy our weekend, another weekend with another Everton win. Let us know your opinions. Drop us a comment below. Give this video a like. Subscribe for more content and all the other stuff. And until next time, thank you guys for watching on the Toffee Blues.